Sarnage.
Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner. I'm Lynx, and today we're going to start off with a few of the simple contracts in the game to get us some money, and we're also going to do a little bit of exploration, get some more watchtowers, open up a little bit more of the map, and see what happens from there. So first things first, I'm here with the Fleet Star outside the garage. I basically just brought this round, and what I'm going to do is, now that we've completed the tutorial, all of the actual main contracts that we can do have opened up. As you can see there, the tutorial contracts have all been completed for Steel River Township, so we've now unlocked everything else. It looks like there's a lot there, but it's not as bad as it looks, guys. So the first thing we're going to do is a really simple little task here. We're going to do farming tools. So I've already activated the task, but basically we're delivering a curtainside trailer, which is here at the garage, to the farm. So it's just a little trundle down the road, gives us 130 XP and 1050 cash. So we're going to do that quickly first off. So I'm just going to attach this trailer here, and we're going to take the Fleet Star out for its maiden voyage. So, like I said in the last episode, the Fleet Star is a great starting vehicle. One of the reasons I do love it is that because of its long wheelbase, it can actually take a loading crane, a flatbed, and still hook up trailers. Some vehicles with a slightly shorter wheelbase can't do all of this at the same time. If they take a loading crane, they can't hook up trailers, or if they take a flatbed, they can't take a loading crane. So you've got to pick your truck and its upgrades with what you're going to do in mind. And you know, a little bit of that comes with experience with the game. So, but you tend to get used to it relatively quickly, and you find a loadout that works for you. So the Fleet Star was just struggling a little bit through that mud there, but I just popped on the all-wheel drive and it just goes straight through, no problem. It still has just highway tyres, like the GMC, which means that pulling a load like this is a little bit slow, and as you can see, the tyres are spinning quite a bit there as we head down this road. But until we level up a little bit, there's not much we can do with that. We basically just need to get better tyres for the vehicle, and once we've got that, then we'll have a slightly more capable truck. But if you avoid as much mud as possible, like I said in the last episode, you can get away with most things. So just kind of try and avoid as much as this muddy area as possible and stick to this grassy area. Just to get around here. So all we need to do here is just nudge into this box here, and trailer disappears and the job's complete. We now have a cargo management here as well, so if we want to, we can take some consumables. And one thing, alright, so that's just opened up. So as you complete quests, you'll unlock more of them, and obviously there we go. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to do a little bit of this quest. So we need to take some consumables, which we can actually get here at the farm, over to the town storage. So it's a relatively easy thing to do. We also then need to grab some wood from the sawmill and take that up to the garage, and then we need to grab this fuel container here. Now this fuel container is a little bit It's a little bit awkward to get to in the early game. The best way I found is to come from the lumber mill and go up and around here. It looks a bit daunting, but don't worry, we'll get to that as we go. But first things first, we're going to pick up some consumables here. So we're going to grab 2 of those, and then we're going to turn this baby around and head up to the town storage. Now, if it looks like I know exactly what I'm doing, that's only because I've kind of played this game before, as I said in my last video. I still don't know all of the best routes to take in terms of exactly where to pick things up and what order to do quests in for the maximum efficiency, but I like to think I know a few things here or there about what to do and how to do it. So yeah, you know, I hope in the very least that if anyone is thinking of picking up this game or is just looking for, like, you know, some tips on starting up, at least these videos might be a little bit helpful. Tip number 1, don't drive into telephone posts. They generally don't help. It's because I'm trying to talk and play at the same time, and I forget to steer. So that's really not helpful at all. But yeah, so what else? What else indeed? Oh, it's raining now. Yeah, this game does have a weather system, and the weather will change. So you'll get foggy mornings, you'll get rainfall, you'll get snow in some areas, and there is also a day-night cycle. Thankfully, there is the option to kind of skip time. So I find if I'm doing any kind of really accurate maneuvering, especially on dirt roads through forests and stuff, I will tend to skip forward to the daytime, simply because it's easier to actually see where you're going. Because until you start getting some lights on your truck, some of the big fog light systems and such like, driving at night is really difficult. And it also can be quite hazardous if you are driving on a new road. So don't be afraid to skip to the daytime if you need to. I'm just going to drop in here and grab some fuel whilst I'm passing by. So simple as that, fueled up and ready to go. You may see me at some point in the future doing drive-by refuelings, because technically you don't actually need to stop to refuel, you just need to open the menu. So if you're quick enough, you can drive through a fuel station and refuel as you go, which is kind of hilarious. So we're nearly up to the village now, and we just need to take these consumables over to the town storage. So I'm just going to take a little shortcut here through the car park, and then just thread it through these signs, and oh, well, I would if I didn't run into that one, and just drop these things off here, in here. So 1, 2 consumables, and that's the first part of the mission done. So now we're going to head down to the lumber mill, in order to grab some wooden planks. whilst we are on the way there, we're going to make a quick pit stop around this corner here. Just sorry about the camera there, guys. It tends to have a little bit of a clipping issue with hard objects. We're just going to go and discover this trailer here. So this trailer is actually very useful for later in the game, because there are quests to bring bricks and various other things to locations, and bricks especially are quite difficult to get at this point. They're located at the factory, which is on the opposite side of the map. So locating bricks from other locations for some quests is very useful. Ooh. So, just to save a little bit of time, I'm actually going to, instead of doing the wood planks now, I'm going to jump across and get the fuel container first, and then bring that back this way. Oh goodness me. Oh, this road is really not good. For my engine durability, seemingly. So I am going to grab a couple of wood planks, but not for this particular mission, because in order to get over to, I'm going to grab 2 of those. In order to get to the fuel container from here, we've actually got to repair a little bridge on the way, and my prior knowledge of this game, I know we need a couple of wood to do so. So I'm going to take the wood round here, I'm going to repair that little bridge, grab the fuel trailer, bring it back over here, grab some more wood, and then head up to the town storage and drop everything that's left off at the same time. Now, this hill here is a bit of a nightmare early on, so I'm actually going to go off-road, because if you get bogged down here, can be really difficult to get going, because it's not an awful lot of sturdy trees or objects to winch onto. So I'm just going to drive around that mud and just ford this little stream here. And whilst I'm also here, I'm going to grab this little upgrade that just popped up here. So this is raised for the Fleet Star, which is a great little upgrade. For this truck. Not too critical immediately, but later on it can be very useful. The race suspension gives you more ground clearance, so you can go over rockier terrain easier. It will, however, make you a little bit top heavy, so you'll have a little bit more of a wobble. It's not too bad. For some trucks it can be disastrous having that little bit extra wobble, because they're already top heavy. So as you can see here, that bridge is not complete at all. Nope. And I've managed to get myself stuck. That's not good. There we go. Got ourselves loose. But if we go here, right, these little boxes are tasks, and these won't show up in your menu system. For example, here, these are all the main contracts, for example, but this little task tab here called tasks is where you get little extra jobs. This is where you'll get like the fetch me this trailer, or recover a vehicle, or repair a bridge kind of tasks. And that's exactly what we've got here. They don't actually show up in your list until you drive to the location, show the task, accept it, and start tracking it. So now if we go to our menu, we have wooden bridge. So we can start tracking that, and it tells us we need to bring 2 wooden planks, which we have in the back of our truck, to this wooden bridge. So what we can do now is we can drive over to this little drop-off point here, pause there, drop off those 2 wooden planks, and it makes us this really rickety looking little bridge and gives us a little bit of experience and money. And this is kind of how you'll go about opening up the map. There are a lot of pathways that are either blocked by landslides or broken bridges or what have you. And it's a good idea early on to do as many of them as you can find. Obviously the best way to do that is just to go around the map, grab the watchtowers, because the watchtowers will show you where the tasks are. I just happened to know that that one was there, so I preemptively grabbed the wooden planks for it. Now, this area of the map is a little bit more dicey than what we're used to. As you can see, the mud's a little bit worse, but even with these highway tyres, the Fleet Star is a very capable little vehicle. And this is the fuel tanker that we need to grab in order to complete this current quest we're on. So I'm just going to maneuver around into a good position to hook this trailer up. I always find it's best to maneuver first before you grab a trailer, because once you've hitched a trailer, your maneuverability is quite tricky. So that should be close enough to hook that trailer up. And there we go, we now have the fueled trailer. And there we go. Now, you may be wondering why I had to go all the way over here to grab this specific fuel trailer instead of just, say, buying one and delivering it. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. I did think of that when I first played the game. Why do I have to pick this specific fuel trailer up? Can I not just buy one? But the answer is, unfortunately, no. You have to pick up specific trailers for specific jobs. Which can be a bit irritating at times, depending on where the trailer actually is. But that's part of the game, you know? Search and retrieve. And if Steel River wants this specific fuel trailer, they'll get this specific fuel trailer. So we just got to get it back over the water and through this mud. Obviously, now that we're towing a load, it is a little bit more tricky through this area. We're a little bit slower, but the all-wheel drive really does help just to push us through the worst of this mud. So get up on this bridge again, just get over here, and oh, that was unexpected. That's not happened to me before, but hey, flying Fleet Star. So get through this mud again. We're going to take the grassy verge rather than going through the tire marks. Once you've actually got better upgrades, like I said, you can follow roads a little bit more freely, but even so, I tend to find that in a lot of cases, forging your own path is generally better because fresh ground is less likely to bog you down. So, I'll bring this round. Sorry. And back over this little stream when we get there. Grab some wood and drop these two off for a nice healthy dose of experience and money. Once we've done that, we're going to jump over to our little scout vehicle, and we're going to have a little bomb around the map and just see if we can unlock a few more watchtowers. Because the watchtowers also give you experience when you discover them, and that will give us a little bit better view of the map in general as well. So again, not too bad coming back this way. So I'm going to follow these tracks for now, but coming up this particular little bit here, it's quite steep, so going the other way, that's why I avoided it, because you do tend to get stuck a little bit there. So it's going around here now. We're just going to avoid this mud puddle as best we can. Edge it here, grab a couple of wood planks and be on our way again. I might not quite get around here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Managed to just had the turning circle to get around that pole. Saves us having to go all the way around the building. Just edging up this hill slowly but surely. So you may all be wondering why exactly I love this game as much as I claim to. The reason's simple. It's just relaxing, you know? Maybe I'm just getting too old, but I find some games these days are far too fast-paced, and you know, I like something with a more casual feel to it, you know, slightly more easygoing, laid back. You can take your time in this game, you can do it however you want. There's a lot of places to explore and just, you know, nice scenery to look at. Yeah, I'm definitely getting too old. I just find it enjoyable. That's basically the long and the short of it. This game is just, it scratches an itch that that I didn't even know was there until I found it. Until I discovered this game. I didn't even know I liked doing this. But I do. It's just a really fun little game. I would love to try it in multiplayer, but so far I haven't been able to persuade anyone else to join me in such an endeavour. But if I do, I will get some multiplayer videos out as well. But for now, you're stuck just looking at my ugly mug. So, we just need to deliver the wooden planks now. That also gets rid of the trailer and ranks us up again. Ba-boom! Whilst we're here as well, we're just going to nip round the side of this building and pick up this task. As I'm sure you all saw the little logo pop up. So just going to park here at the pizzeria and just accept that task. The thing to do with tasks is whenever you see them is to accept them, even if you don't activate them or do them at that point. Once you have accepted them, they show up in your list, and you can then you can actually just do them at your leisure. If you don't activate them, you've got to drive all the way back to where the task was in order to activate it and accept it, which can get a little bit annoying at times. So now that we've completed farming tools there, we now have access to some more quests. So material order here actually has us traveling to the next area of Michigan. So we're not going to do that yet. We're going to stay in this area for the time being. And again, this one also has us going to Smithville Dam, which is the next area. So those ones will be left for the time being. But what we're going to do for now is we're going to take our little Chevy and we're going to go on a little exploration around the map just to grab a couple more watchtowers, hopefully find some upgrades, and generally just open things up a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back up this road to town and go and get our next watchtower, and we're then just going to move around the map and pick up watchtowers and upgrades as we discover them. Ooh. Pull myself out of there before I get stuck. Yeah, power slider Chevy. Handbrake turn. Doesn't work. Yeah, this isn't a rally game. You can't do handbrake turns, sadly. So, the next watchtower we're going to go for is that one straight ahead there. You may have noticed it already in the previous video or in the earlier part of this video. It did kind of pop up. So again, we're going to grab these tasks as we go past them, just so that we know they're there and we can then prepare for them. There's another one. Whoa! Need some better tires on this little Chevy so that it actually responds a little bit better. There's another task that we picked up. We're just going to go avoid this massive mud pile and then head over this little swampy bit, and again just avoid a majority of the mud if we can, because there's not really anywhere to winch onto if we get stuck here, but little Chevy's doing okay so far. Uh-oh. Right, I'm gonna stick it in low here. Uh-oh. Right. I may be in trouble. Didn't I tell you guys that I was going to get stuck? I didn't plan on doing it quite so soon. Just gonna... Oh, we are moving a little bit. I'm just trying to wiggle the steering. That's not working very well, so we're just going to go into reverse and see if we can't back out a little bit. We are moving still, but this is not exactly how I envisioned this video going at this point. I really don't want to recover this truck at this point in time because it would really kind of stunt our progress. So we are kind of moving still in a backwards direction, slowly but surely. I just need to kind of hook one of these tires onto some better ground, and then I might actually be able to get us out of here. Right, I'm going to try going forward again. That's not really working either. Okay, I'm going to have to bring the Fleet Star over now to, thankfully the Fleet Star is only just right here. I'm going to have to take her around in order to rescue my little scout truck there. Hopefully I don't have to go too far into the mud in order to get a winch onto it. This is really embarrassing. I did not envision myself getting stuck quite so early into the game. That's my own self-confidence getting ahead of myself there. It's like, oh hey, I've played this game before. I know what I'm doing. Of course I know what I'm doing. That's why I'm getting stuck at every opportunity. So, can I grab it? Can I get a winch on from here? No, not quite in range. So I am going to have to edge forward slightly into this mud. Hopefully. There we go. Right. Sticker in reverse. And oh, yes. Yeah, there we go. Right, okay. So, I am now going to switch back over to the Chevy and see if I can't get myself out of this mess. That's better. Right, don't go in that bit. Edge across. Keep it moving. Keep moving. Oh no, it's stuck again. Oh no. I'm just going to advance time slightly to the morning so that it doesn't get too dark and I can actually see what state I'm currently in. Right, okay. Fleet Star to the rescue. This is where I find out that the Fleet Star will just go straight through this mud and my little scout truck is utterly pathetic for not having gone through this. Please don't get stuck as well. Come on. Come on. Yep, I'm really getting stuck now. Oh man, come on. Oh, I'm actually moving. I'm actually moving. Can I get over here? Can I get over to this little bit of bank? Come on! Come on, Chevy! Keep trying to attach to these trees in front of me and the winch keeps attaching to my Fleet Star, which is not what I want. I am still moving. Come on. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Come on. It's still going. Yes. There's a little bit more traction. Come on. Come on. Come on, Chevy! Yeah! Okay, that was slightly more traumatic than I intended it to be. Oh dear. I think my Fleet Star may be a little bit beached there. But we've uncovered the next bit of the map. So, you see what I mean about not getting overconfident with this game? You can get stuck anywhere, at any stage of the game, with any vehicle, with any upgrades in any situation. It's always possible, so you have to be careful. I just drove into that like a maniac. Oh dear. Let's have a look at some of these tasks that we got. So rock slide, what do we need here? We need service parts and metal beams, which I think are on that big trailer that we found in the last episode. Or was it earlier in this episode? I can't remember. And another one here, stuck trailer. I believe that's the trailer just there. We have to bring it down here. Not going to do those yet. What we're going to do now is I'm hopefully going to try and get the Chevy across this little bit of extra water here, up here, and then around this road up to here, because this here is a new vehicle. It's a new Scout vehicle, and it's quite a good one for early on in the game, the Scout 800. I'm also then going to drive down here, grab this upgrade, grab this upgrade, grab this watchtower, grab that watchtower, grab that watchtower. That's the plan. Let's see how far I actually get. I have no idea how long I've been recording here. I may just have to cut this at some point, because this might take a little bit longer than anticipated. Right, anyway, let's crack on. So, let's see if we can get across here. This is probably the only bit that I'm worried about now. Just kind of making it through here, but we do have some trees that we can winch to, thankfully, and it's definitely not as boggy as the last area. So there you go. So you see that first tree that we attached onto broke. Some trees just aren't capable of supporting either the weight of your vehicle or the force exerted on them by your winch. So some trees will break very easily, like these little ones here, for example, would break very easily, but some will pull just about anything. So I'm just going to avoid that mud again and grab that task whilst I pass by it. And now we're going to try and climb this hill without getting too in the mud. There we go. So what you see me using there is actually the quick winch. You can activate that just by pressing the Y button. I'm not sure what it is on the keyboard, but it just fastens the winch to the nearest. I believe it's supposed to be the nearest winch point in the direction that you're facing, but if there aren't any in that direction, it will just attach to the nearest winch point, which can be a good and a bad thing. I have saved myself from toppling over a few times from just using a Hail Mary quick winch command, but at the same time I've also made myself topple over because I've used a winch command like that. It is much better to use the winch to do the menu systems. Then you can choose not only what you winch to, but where on your vehicle you winch from. So yeah, use it cautiously, but it's a very handy command in the right situations. So as you can see here, we're just gonna head up here, and it's done a fairly good job getting up here to this point, and just there behind those trees is the Scout 800. Now, just to highlight a point I made earlier in this video about raised suspension, this truck is one of those that is It has a lot of utility from having a raised suspension, but it is also a very bouncy truck. So, as you can see here, it's already pretty kind of top heavy. It's very thin, very narrow, so having raised suspension on it just makes it even taller, which means that it will topple over very easily if you're not careful. But it is a good little truck. It has diff lock, which is brilliant early on. For those of you who don't know, diff lock basically makes all the wheels turn at the same rate. So instead of one tyre spinning up and digging itself into the mud, it will equalise the power between all wheels at all time. So it just makes things, it makes you more responsive in mud, which is really useful. And not a lot of trucks early on in the game will have the option for diff lock. Some trucks have it by default, and some trucks will have it not only by default but always on, so you can use it all the time. I've got a rock stuck underneath me and now it's pushing me off a cliff. That can be a problem, you see. Some trucks will also have diff lock, but you can only use it when you're in low gears. This one is, as you can see there, always on. I can't turn it off at all. So, for the early game, so you see here, like all the wheels are spinning at a constant rate. Because I've only got crappy tyres on this thing, it doesn't really help too much if I get really bogged down. But as you can see, this little vehicle is making an easier job of some of these mud pits than the Chevy was. And I actually used this vehicle for quite a while in my original playthrough as my main go-to scout vehicle. It's not quite as good as some of the others. There are a couple of other scout vehicles in the game that are much better than this, and once I get those, you'll see me using this thing pretty much never. But at the start of the game, this is a really good little truck to have. So instead of heading to the left here, we're just going to head up this hill here instead. And just to make sure I'm still going in the right way, I'm just going to have a quick look at my map. So I need to come down here, round here, up this road to get this upgrade, and then I'm going to head down, round here, up to this upgrade. And that's probably where I'm going to end this particular video, I think, once I've got that one. Because I think that'll probably be nearing time to end this particular video. But for now, let's carry on. The one thing you have got to be careful with this particular vehicle is, even without, as you can see, it's very wobbly, so it'll go anywhere. It's a little mountain goat, but it is a little bit wobbly, so you just don't want to take turns too tightly or at too much speed, because that can roll you over. And at this point in time, none of these vehicles have the best scout vehicle upgrade. I'll talk about that. Well, I might as well talk about that now, to be honest. For me, the best scout vehicle upgrade is the autonomous winch. Now, all trucks have a winch, as I've said in the past, but if you roll your truck, if your engine is not running, which happens when if your truck flips or lands on its side, the engine will stop. If your engine stops, so does your winch. You have no way of pulling yourself back onto your tyres, and you've got to send a new vehicle out to roll it over or recover it. Scout vehicles, however, or at least most scout vehicles. There are a few that don't have this option, but most scout vehicles have an option on their winch to take an autonomous winch, which has a battery power source. It doesn't run on the power of the engine. So those vehicles, your winch still works. So we've got a new engine for the Chevy there. So your winch will still work even if your engine is not running, which means if you flip, you can just pull yourself right back onto your wheels, so long as you have a good winch point. It doesn't always save you. If you were to say flip here, there'd still be nothing to winch around, nothing to winch to, so you wouldn't actually benefit from having it at all, but it can be a definite lifesaver in some situations. Now, I may regret going this way. In fact, I think I'm going to roll back a bit into the swamp here just to, whoa, ha ha ha. See what I mean? I told you I might regret this. Get myself stuck on a tree. The last thing I want to do is roll here, because I will, I'll have to recover from that point, because it just won't be worth bringing another vehicle down. This little bit here is very treacherous. Treacherous. That's the word I meant to say. Oh my lord. See, my brain needs more coffee. That's what it is. It's deprived of coffee, just like my vehicle there was being deprived of air. Yeah, you know, that's part of the game, is, you know, not overextending, which is very easy to do. Very easy to do indeed. So we're coming up on our turning here. This is it here, I do believe. Yes. I'm going to turn up here. I'm going to go and grab that other upgrade. And then we're going to end the video at that point. Come on, little scout. Come on. There we go. Little mountain goat, eh? So nice. You know? So good. Come on. Look at you. Look at you bouncing through this mud. Right. I want to turn up here. And again, this could be a turn where you could easily flip if you were taking it at a bit too much speed. So, you know, you just slow down and take the turn more casually, and you don't have a problem. Oh, the rain started up again. So here we are, top of the hill. Upgrade. Get. Boom. And there's a raised kit for the Chevy. So far now for the Chevy, we've got a raised kit and a new engine. So the Chevy's actually looking in good shape. If we can get a few more level ups, we might actually get some better tyres as well. And that will help us immensely in just, you know, getting through terrain and all that. So, like I said, I'm going to end the video here. Give me a thumbs up, likes, subscribes, all that kind of stuff. If you have any ideas for other games you'd like me to cover, you know, let me know. If I've got them or if I'm interested, I'll do it. Until next time though, be safe.